So let's go back to the beginning. April 1st, 2026. The MV Hondius, a Dutch expedition cruise ship, leaves Ushuaia, Argentina. 147 passengers and crew on board. An adventure cruise. Antarctica. Remote islands. The kind of trip people save years for. Among the passengers, a 70-year-old Dutch man. What nobody knew at the time was where he had been in the weeks before boarding. The Argentine Health Ministry later revealed he had spent 4 months traveling across South America, Chile, Uruguay, Argentina, returning to Argentina from Uruguay just 4 days before the ship departed. Somewhere on that trip, a rural cabin, a barn, maybe just the wrong patch of ground, he crossed paths with a rodent. He breathed in something invisible and had absolutely no idea. April 6th, 5 days into the voyage, he falls ill. The ship's medical team treat it like a standard illness. April 11th, he dies on board. His body stays on the ship for 13 days because there is nowhere nearby to take him. April 24th, the ship finally reaches St. Helena. His body is removed. His wife, already showing symptoms, disembarks at the same time. She boards a flight to Johannesburg. She deteriorates mid-flight and dies in the emergency department upon arrival. By this point, other passengers are getting sick. Passengers who had never been near a rodent in their lives. The virus is called the Andes virus. It is a strain of HantaVirus, and it is unlike almost every other HantaVirus on the planet. Here's why. There are over 50 known strains of HantaVirus worldwide. Almost all of them spread the same way. Rodent droppings dry out, you inhale the particles, you get infected. Human-to-human transmission basically doesn't happen. The Andes virus is the only exception. It is the only HantaVirus in the world confirmed capable of spreading from person to person. And it is the virus now confirmed aboard the MV Hondius. As of May 7th, the WHO confirmed 8 cases linked to the ship. 5 confirmed by PCR laboratory testing, 3 suspected cases still under investigation, 3 people dead. But here is what concerns scientists most. The first 2 cases, the Dutch couple, had travelled through South America before boarding. Rodent exposure makes sense for them. But some of the cases that followed? Those passengers had no rodent exposure at all, which means the Andes virus, in a confined ship, in the middle of the ocean, may have been passing between people, through close, prolonged contact, through respiratory droplets, with nowhere to go. After exposure, nothing happens. The incubation period is 1 to 8 weeks, which means passengers who left that ship before the outbreak was identified could still be developing the virus right now. Early symptoms feel exactly like the flu: fever, muscle aches, nausea, fatigue. Every doctor's first instinct: go home, rest, drink fluids. Then, usually between days 4 and 10, the virus shows what it actually came to do. It attacks the tiny blood vessels lining your lungs. Your capillaries start leaking. Fluid pours into your air sacs. Within hours, not days, you can go from feeling tired to needing a ventilator. This is called HantaVirus pulmonary syndrome. The fatality rate in the Americas, up to 50%. Not 1%, not 5%, 50. There is no antiviral that targets this virus, no drug that stops what's happening. The only treatment is keeping you alive long enough for your immune system to figure it out. And in severe cases, it doesn't. Here is the situation as of this morning. The MV Hondius has just arrived at the port of Granadilla de Abona in Tenerife, Spain. Spain has started evacuating passengers from the HantaVirus-stricken cruise ship anchored near Tenerife in the Canary Islands. The Spanish government approved the docking, despite objections from the Canary Islands president Fernando Clavijo, who was worried about his residents' safety. Spain's health agency said it was acting, and I'm quoting directly here, in accordance with international law and humanitarian principles. More than 100 passengers are still on board, including 17 Americans, representing 24 nationalities in total. The WHO Director General flew to Tenerife personally today, stood outside that port, and told local residents the risk to them remains low. Now here is what's happening everywhere else. 30 passengers got off early on April 24th at St. Helena, before anyone had said the word HantaVirus. Health officials are now tracking all of them. 5 US states are actively monitoring passengers who flew home before the outbreak was confirmed. 11 other countries are doing the same. In France, 8 people who were never on the ship are being monitored. They sat on the same flight as a confirmed case, St. Helena to Johannesburg, on April 25th. One of them has mild symptoms. If they test positive, they'd be the first confirmed case completely outside the ship. The CDC activated a Level 3 emergency response on May 8th and deployed epidemiologists to the Canary Islands. The WHO shipped 2,500 diagnostic test kits from Argentina to labs in 5 countries. A WHO expert is on the ship right now, assessing every single passenger individually. And in Tenerife, La Candelaria University Hospital has activated its high-level isolation unit, staff in full biohazard suits, waiting. Now, before you cancel every holiday you've ever booked, here is the context that actually matters. The WHO, the CDC, and every epidemiologist who has spoken publicly on this have all said the same thing. The risk to the general public is very low. The Andes virus requires close, prolonged contact to pass between humans. Not a handshake, not a shared flight, not sitting in the same restaurant as someone who once knew someone on that ship. This is not COVID. It will not spread the same way. But, and this part matters for everyone watching, HantaVirus in the United States is not a foreign problem. Since 1993, the US has recorded 890 domestic cases. 38% of them died, almost none of them from a cruise ship. Their own garage, their own cabin, their own firewood pile. So while the world watches Tenerife, here is what actually protects you. First, if you're opening a space that's been closed for weeks, ventilate it. Open the doors, step back. Let air move through for at least 30 minutes before you walk in. Second, never dry sweep or vacuum where rodents have been active. Wet wipe with disinfectant first. Give it 5 minutes before you touch anything. Third, if you're cleaning a rodent area, wear an N95, not a surgical mask. These particles are small enough to pass straight through standard surgical masks. Fourth, seal your home properly. Mice fit through a gap the size of a dime. Steel wool and cork, not foam. Mice chew through foam like it's nothing. Fifth, if you develop flu-like symptoms with severe muscle aches, especially in your thighs and lower back, and you've recently been in rural areas or closed spaces, tell your doctor you're concerned about HantaVirus, specifically. Because that one word changes how they treat you. And in this disease, the window for that to matter is very, very short. Here is where things stand tonight. 3 people are dead. 8 confirmed or suspected cases, all linked to one ship. Spain is evacuating passengers right now as we speak. Over 100 people from 24 countries finally getting off that ship. The WHO says this will not become a pandemic. But 30 passengers walked off on April 24th, before anyone used the word HantaVirus, and boarded planes to a dozen different countries. Some of them may still be in their incubation window. We will know more in the next 2 to 3 weeks. In the meantime, the best thing you can do is exactly what we just covered. Not panic, not cancel your life. Just know what this virus is, where it hides, and what to tell your doctor if something feels wrong. I'm Dr. Roberts, and this is Med Unlocked. New video every Wednesday and Saturday, because your health shouldn't depend on what your doctor has time to explain.